Crazy fucking news.
All right. We got breaking news today that the government shot down something over Alaska. So that's what we're talking about.
Aliens.
Gotta be.
Aliens.
It has to be aliens.
No, it's got to be something. They,
You, you know what's weird about it is that when it was a Chinese spy balloon, they were all over talking about it. They were all
yeah.
about telling us everything about it and all this other stuff. And now they're all of a sudden not saying nothing about
Oh
nothing.
yeah, they were cramming down our throats, so we knew.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden it's like nobody knows nothing.
And they say I watched the video. They say it's about the size of a car.
Yeah, they said. But you know what? It's amazing to me that that an F-22 can take out something like that. He's probably flying 600, 700 miles an hour, and can take out something that is the size of a car, a small car. They say.
And they said it invaded them twice, and that's why they took it down.
Yeah, they said they tried to make contact with it on two different. Well, I try to identify it, I guess, or make contact. On two different occasions. And somehow,
dude, out of all places it could be, it was the place where everybody thinks there's shit happening.
That's what I'm saying. We need to go to Alaska. I'm telling you.
me and Tyler were talking about it, and it's like it's new aliens from a different world. We finally found a place we can call home. And then bam! Yeah, we brought this resource from our planet. It's gold and shiny. Fucking, it's just
and
gold.
You're dead.
Yeah, and you're dead. Dude, but you gotta think though, like if there's other people from other planets though, we would do something like that before asking questions.
Oh yeah,
I have a feeling like we'd end up just killing them before we know anything.
Well, I feel like we're either going to get invaded tonight if it was aliens.
Yes.
The mothership's going to come. So, like, okay, if it's China or something, you want to know, right? As an American,
and you would think that they would let us know.
Right, but set that aside for a second and just say, okay, we need to know if it's China, Russia, whoever, right? So you shoot it down, you figure it out, then you deal with the repercussions later. See, if it's an alien that we don't know if it's not of this world, like, do you really want to shoot stuff down that you have no idea what kind of, like, if you shoot down one of our fighters, it's active war. You know what I mean?
Oh,
and we're coming for you. We shoot, and they said it was a small object. Maybe it was like a let's say it was alien. Maybe it was like a reconnaissance drone or something that they send out or whatever.
Okay.
Who knows what they're looking for or what they found.
But, see, in these cases, I wish we could see the footage from the jets.
Yes.
We all know it happened.
Right. I mean, obviously they can there's some sort. If they don't share anything, it is fucking crazy, I think.
Right.
Like, if they do share it, I mean, obviously it's something that we can all see. It's China, blah blah blah, pictures or something. But if they don't share anything at all in this, besides like it was size of a car, it's something fucked up.
That's my point. Like, if they're not going to tell us what it is, like say anything else about it, like it's just going to go away now and no one else is going to ask about it.
If it disappears, no, this ain't disappearing, dude. The UFO community are coming together tonight.
I was listening to it on the way home on our local Fox station, and some guy called in. I don't know if the guy was drunk or what, but he called in and he sounded like a total stoner, but it was so funny the way he was doing the interview.
Oh my God.
You remember Half Baked, that movie Half Baked?
And I watched it the other day.
I forget the name of the guy who played he was the white guy.
Yeah, man. That guy?
That's what it sounded like. Everything was like, listen, man, it was the size of the Hindenburg, man. And like
Who's coming with me?
My uncle was a retired Air Force general. Now, mind you, this happened hours ago. Literally, as we're recording this right now, it happened hours ago.
This is insane. Like, this is fucking crazy.
Right.
Like,
so by the time you listen to this, it may be, we may figure out it was China or Russia, whoever. Maybe, or you never hear anything else about it again.
Or they say it's one of them and it's not.
Right. Yeah.
And like, oh, sorry, we can't show you. This is blah, 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 blah. You're never going to find out.
Well, what we don't know is how long they knew about the Russian or the China balloon before they shot it down and told people about it. You know what I mean? Like maybe they were watching that for a week and trying to figure out what the fuck that was. You know what I mean? Like I guess we don't really know, but they were following over Alaska. So
yeah, and there's actually 3 or 4 of them, not just 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw another article today saying there was like 3 or 4 of them. And I don't know, I forgot where I read it or where I saw it, but I read that or I read it somewhere. I want to say it was like TikTok or something that they said,
I hope it's aliens, bro.
dude, I've been wishing for
But
aliens.
at the same time, I hope it's not because we might have just killed like one of their princes or something, and you
Oh
know what I
my
mean?
God.
Like you don't know. You don't know how people are
They have
gonna
a
take
Death
shit like
Star
that.
just aiming right at us right now.
Well, you think about it. Okay, let's say let's go full conspiracy theory and say it is
Okay.
aliens.
Let's
Now
let's
we already got a crash at Roswell. Let's say that's real, and that's legit, right? So
yeah.
they didn't come for that one, and they didn't come for whatever aliens we have hidden under. Oh, the interview the guy was talking about. His uncle told him that we keep all the bodies in some secret Air Force base in California,
Oh,
and
okay.
he has all the pictures and evidence and stuff. And the radio host was like, "Well, can you share them to us?" He's like, "Oh no, that would be illegal." He's like, "Wait a minute, you just told everybody in the world that your whole
Oh my God.
story,
Yeah, his
and
house is
now
getting busted into today.
and now it's
Jesus
illegal."
Christ. He's gonna get an FBI raid.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a real good way to get raided, dude.
I've
You're
seen many
an
I've seen
idiot.
many videos though of like if you ever watched the MUFON on Netflix, the series,
Yeah.
they go through everything. They're saying that like this one guy, I forgot who it was, I forgot what president it was, but the president brought him to see aliens into a
Um,
I forgot who it was. Was it Nixon or
no, fuck,
I forgot who it was.
there's a whole thing about him. I had to look. There's a whole thing about he had. It was in the '60s, I think. I think it was before. I think it was in the '50s or '60s. They actually took him
Yeah.
one of the bases in Arizona
Yeah.
or Nevada or something like that, and he has
It was like
and they have a treaty with aliens that they can abduct certain amount number of people and we won't go after them and they
I
give
could
us
see it.
technology like there's a whole agreement with them.
Yeah. I
And
could see it. I'm sorry, but
I forget the story.
I legit think aliens are real. We are not alone, and dude, there's too many fucked up things that we've seen and like heard in videos. It is proof that there's something that is not human made flying in the skies.
Well, and you also like the video of Las Vegas. You don't hear much about that video, but I saw that video and that video looks pretty legit to me. I don't know what it was, but I've
Dude,
seen it about 100 times.
the reflection off
It
the light.
looks like there's something there, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's drones or whatever." I'm like, no, but the light reflects off the bottom of it. Like there is a reflection.
The thing is, drones are only so big. And like
Right.
you got to think, the reflection of that square was probably like 10 feet wide.
And it was from
How
the
high it was.
video, it looked like it was super low too.
Yeah, it
Like
was like above right above the clouds.
right
Like
above the
way above them.
cloud, and the cloud never moved with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
cloud just kind of hung with it and never really moved independent of it. It looked
But
like all you just see is a cloud.
to get a reflection off a drone, it'd be like that big.
Well,
Not
that's my thought. Yeah, it would be tiny.
You gotta think the farther it gets, the bigger it is of how we see it.
Right.
And it was a huge reflection off something. That had to be at least 10 feet long, the reflection. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Oh, for sure.
there's no drone that's 10 feet long carrying a shiny fucking mirror.
Yeah,
Like
no, it's for sure something. I mean, the
there's something in
video,
the fucking sky.
yeah,
Like
there's something there.
dude, more and more, dude, about these fucking things in the
They're
sky.
coming.
Dude.
They're coming, bro. We're gonna be their slaves soon.
We're gonna be the first podcast to have an alien on it.
I want to interview an alien right now. We got to beat Joe Rogan because he'll be the first one to do it.
There's just there's too many fucking stories, dude, that like if you don't believe in aliens, like
Well, look at all the Bob Lazar stuff.
yeah,
Bob Lazar is either
really crazy.
yeah, fucking really crazy, and
Because there's
and very good at it because he's very consistent. He tells you,
Yeah.
I mean, he has great detail, or he's one of the best liars ever because his stories never change. His stories are very seem legit and like he believes them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like something like that, you would think they would kill him. Like if he started speaking.
That's the only thing that
That's the only thing that's the cliffhanger for me of like maybe
that like gives me pause is that there's
he's never had
killed
an
a fucking guy.
accident.
Yeah.
So like, it's like at that point, like I don't know. Either he is just fucking, yeah, like you said, he's either crazy or he's just, I don't know,
I
really
mean,
consistent.
he's one of the best liars ever. If it's not true, because like whatever he believes, I really believe he believes that. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
exactly.
Whether or not it's exactly true or whatever the case may be, I believe that he really believes what he thinks he saw and what he thinks what he
Yeah.
believes,
No, I agree with that. No,
because
it just gets crazy.
he's very very like a, he's on point with it. You can't shake him. Everything I've seen is
Oh
always
yeah.
it's always the same. Every interview is always the same. You
Like
know,
I don't understand like how none of the top UFO guys that we see leaking things talk to him. Like maybe there is interviews with him, but like you don't see him in a lot of interviews. Like
well, he's probably off hiding. I mean, he did a Joe Rogan
yeah,
podcast. I want to listen.
I
I've
guess
actually never listened to it.
that's probably the biggest you can get actually.
Yeah, I mean that's. But the guy truly believes it, man. Whatever the truth is, he fucking believes what he thinks.
To be honest, I believe
Uh,
him 100%. Like I
I mean, there's a lot of things that he says and talks about that will certainly give you cause to think like, okay, this guy knows more than.
the way he reminds me is like the way Neil deGrasse Tyson talks about space. He talks about spaceships and aliens that way. Like he's that smart towards it.
Yes,
Where
yeah.
he he is. I don't know. I don't know. He's just very informed. It's hard to lie about something like that and be so. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but
That's my point, man. Like, every interview is the same. The answers are all the same. The guy's seen something. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
no, he's seen something. The only thing is that like there's no documents of him working there, but that's probably what happens when you work there. Like you're a nobody when you
well,
work there.
I've never seen him. I've never seen anybody like rebuke or like debunk some of the stuff that he talks about.
Yeah.
Per se, and like he's obviously a very smart man, right? He's a very intelligent person, no matter
Yeah.
what. Like he's a astrophysicist or scientist, whatever his specialty is.
Alien shipper or engineer,
Yeah. So
But
he's not a dummy. You know what I mean? Like the guy is the fucking genius
oh
in
yeah.
whatever field he's in. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like to risk all of that for some of the stuff that he talks about, it would be insane to me. Like I wouldn't fucking do it.
No, yeah,
I
no.
wouldn't risk that.
But it's fucking crazy. With all the shit that's been happening, the spheres in fucking Florida,
Well,
the
that's another thing, man. Those spheres, they're not very high off the ground from the pictures that I've seen.
yeah, they're not. And what the fuck are they and where'd they go?
I saw another video the other day of in Nevada. There was one over a neighborhood, just chilling over the suburbs. They don't move; they just sit there. There's no noise.
Dude,
They're a couple hundred feet in the air in some cases,
that's insane. Like
and they don't do anything. And it's hard to get a perspective of how big it is because you don't know
it's a
the
sphere,
distance and
so
everything.
it's
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's tough to get like a real perspective unless you're there, probably. But I think that one of the things they shot down might have been one of those spheres that
It could
they
be.
took out.
It could be.
You know,
Dude, that would be so insane. I just want them to come out and say they're real. Like I just want them to come out and say they're real.
they've come close, man. They definitely come out and said that there's things that we don't fully know or understand. So
Did
they
you
call
see
them
them?
UAPs or whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Now they're calling them. They changed the name from UFO because UFO makes you automatic. It triggers something in you to think, conspiracy,
Yeah.
aliens, whatever.
Yeah.
UAP could be, the China balloon was a UAP until they figured out what it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
just something flying in the air or whatever. Until they
Like,
actually realized what it was and took it out.
yeah, no,
I don't know why they didn't take that out a long time ago. They let it go all the way over our country before they fucking took it out. But
I can't believe there wasn't any military presence of the thing in the sky in Florida, like the sphere. Like, why is there nothing? Like, you would think if how many people saw it, probably called the police and said, "Hey, there's something fucking floating here."
well, your brother in Daytona, he saw it, right? He's the one that sent us that one video.
I don't know if he saw it personally. I just know that video that I saw was in Port Orange.
Right. Yeah.
Like, but like, where'd that thing go? Like, if I don't care what I'm doing in that case, if there's something in the sky, I'm not going into work that day. I'm filling up my tank until I can't fucking follow it anymore. I want to see what the fuck this thing does.
Well, that's another thing. Like, I never hear if they go like straight up when they disappear or they go sideways. Like, where do they go? How do they get there? Do they come
That's what I
straight
mean.
down? You know what I mean? Like,
I would follow it and record it with every fucking camera I have until I can't follow it anymore. Like, sorry, I can't come into work today.
because it's, oh yeah, fuck that, I'm not going to work.
Yeah.
We're being invaded. I can't go to work anyway.
No, I want to see what I want to see. I would be too curious, like, to see what the fuck it's gonna do.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's why we got to go to Alaska and just sit there until something happens.
When I lived in Daytona a long time.
We're gonna just sit on the shoreline of Alaska and wait.
Oh my god! When I actually have another UFO story that I've actually never really told anybody because it wasn't really like crazy. But when I was at the beach one time at a hotel in Daytona, in the ocean, have you ever seen the UFOs, the videos where there's a glowing orb that's melting?
No.
Oh yeah, no. The MUFON video actually showed the same exact.
No,
thing
you know what? I think I know what you're talking about. There was a bunch of them. I think in Arizona or something where.
And they look like molten lava just melting in the sky.
Yeah. I have seen that video. I've seen
I have seen one of those with my own eyes. The same exact thing in Daytona over the water. I was looking out in the ocean and it was just sitting there glowing, and it was dripping. Just dripping.
Does it look like it's melting and like getting smaller? You know what I mean? Like, let's say it was a ball of ice. Does it look like it's melting and getting smaller, or does it look like there's just shit coming out of it?
No. It was just the same size, and it was only for about 5 seconds. But it was in the sky. It was probably, I don't know, 1,000 yards out. But it was sitting there glowing, and then it was dripping, and not 1,000 yards, probably more like, I don't know, 500-600 yards. And that's not that far. And it stayed the same size, and it was just dripping like molten. It looked like glowing molten lava dripping off of it. And then it just disappeared. I was like, what the fuck was that? And it was no planes, no nothing.
But disappeared as in like took off or just vanished?
It just vanished. And it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And that side of the state sees a lot of UFOs like that. And I actually saw one years ago, and I never really told anyone because I was the only one that really saw it. So it was just like I saw something crazy in the sky. I couldn't explain what it was.
I've seen those pictures, and the stories that get me are the ones where you have like an entire town call and say, "Dude, like there's something fucking happening," and then you know what I mean.
Well, see, I thought it was just something like maybe a balloon or something that like the candles someone let go or something. Right. But the thing is, the only reason why I thought it wasn't is because when I watched the MUFON episode, they showed the exact same thing. I mean, and this guy recorded it from like the 70s. It was recorded. And he's like, it exploded there and melted like molten lava falling off of it. And I saw the same fucking thing, dude.
There's a story. It came out of Minnesota. I don't know. It was I think it was the 70s or 80s, but the entire town saw multiple UFOs that night. And we're talking 10, 15,000 people.
Yeah.
And they all blew up 911, of course, you know, so there's all the recordings, and they played all the recordings that, you know, there's something in the sky, whatever, blah, blah. And they dispatched every cop and everything. And, you know, you hear stories like that and you're like, there's no fucking way. Yeah. All those people are making that shit up.
There's no way.
Now, the real question is, what did they see? You know what I mean? Like, did they really see a UFO, or did they see a fucking hot air balloon? Like, who knows what they really saw? But everybody fucking saw it. You know what I mean?
But yeah, exactly. Everybody fucking saw it.
Those are the stories that really get me amped up, and I'm like, man, I want to be that person. Like, I want to be one of those 10,000 people that see some.
Fuck yeah, crazy. Dude! I've been that person twice, not with a bunch of people seeing it, but one time. I saw a UFO and then fighter jets right after it, and then with Black Hawk helicopters. That was just fucking crazy. But the one in Daytona was pretty cool. But I was the only person who saw that, which I was like, that's fucking insane. Like,
it's weird. It's hard to even. Was the entire ball? Was it a ball, or could you tell?
It was a sphere.
So was it like, what color was the sphere that was?
It was basically like looking at the sun.
Okay. Like a whitish whatever, and then it was
whitish yellow with orange dripping off of it.
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and I don't think I've ever even told Tyler that. Like,
And you
I
wonder
saw.
like where that came. Like, how did you? Did it just appear, or did you stumble
Yeah,
upon it while it was happening?
Nope. It just appeared. I was looking out in the sky, and then poof, it was there. And then it started just dripping fucking lava. Like it looked like fucking lava, dude. And then it did 5 minutes, like not even like probably like 3 minutes later, just disappeared. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, dude, clear sky, nothing in the sky, dude, except
At night or during the day?
No, it was at night.
At night.
Yeah, it glue like the fucking sun, dude. And I was like, what the fuck? And it stayed there. And it wasn't so bright where I couldn't look at it, but describing it was whiter in the middle and yellow and orange around the outside. And it just stayed there. It was probably only like 50 feet above the ground, above the water level.
When it disappeared, did it disappear like it was something burning out? You know what I'm saying? Like it was on.
No, it was like a light switch.
And it was just gone.
Just gone. Yep.
That's crazy.
Fucking insane, dude. I love UFOs and UAPs and whatever.
You think about it. I thought about this the other night when I was driving. I was driving home and it was dark, and I was at a light and I was looking up and I was like looking at the star. There was a plane or whatever, and it was a weird looking plane or whatever. And I thought about it like you're outside all the time, but you don't really look up and like pay attention. So what do you miss every day that you're like, oh shit, it was right behind me, you know what I mean? And I didn't see it, or whatever the case may be.
I'm not joking. It's funny you say that. I had that same exact thought probably like a year or two ago. I'm like, why does everybody see something we never see anything? It's just like it's because we're not looking up most of the time. And I'm not joking. Literally, like on a lot of my drives homes, I'm always staring at the sky because you never fucking know.
And then you run over 3 people.
Just, yeah. Like, when Dumb and Dumber when he hits the fucking car in front of him.
Yeah.
No, I like when I go outside now, I literally make it a choice just to look up for a little bit, even if I don't want to. Like I just stare at the sky, like no fucking reason. Because like the one day on the way home, I saw that one fucking UFO, dude, shining in the sky, sphere, dude, and it was probably I don't even know how big, 50 feet across, 60 feet across.
Well, when Hurricane Ian came through, obviously we didn't have any power anywhere near us. Like where my house was, so the sky was a little brighter than it normally would be, or a little darker than it normally would be, and you could see more stars and stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember that, dude. That was fucking crazy.
And I was sitting in my truck running some AC because it was balls hot, and then I was just looking at the sky. I'm like, you don't really do that all the time. So
no,
there could be something over and over your house right now, and you wouldn't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? Like think of the things that you miss.
And dude, there's so much we miss probably.
And it makes me like want to go camping and literally like we're talking about doing like an Alaska trip. Like just go out in the woods and fucking kick back and just watch the sky all night, bro. You know what I mean? Like
I can fucking do that. I could do that any fucking day.
Just think, other than getting abducted by Bigfoot and beaten with a rock or something.
Oh my god.
Short of that happening, it'd be a great time.
No, it'd be a good time. No, but like literally, like it doesn't matter where. Even it doesn't even have to be Alaska. Just anywhere where you're not paying attention to your fucking phone, not paying attention.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, that's exactly
like you have one object to relax and fucking watch the sky, dude. You never fucking know. Like I don't want to say like I want to get so into it where that's what we do, but that's exactly what I want to do.
Yeah, no, you're right, man.
Like even when like sitting at a beach, instead of looking at the fucking water, look at the fucking sky because you never fucking know. Like.
Yeah, you're seeing, they're seeing more and more shit during the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, dude, they're seeing a lot more shit during the day now.
We talked about it before. Like, as technology gets better with our phone cameras and regular cameras and everything else, and more people with that technology and readily available at any second can pop their phone out and record stuff. You would expect to see more and more over time things happening, and they are. I mean, they're it's progressively getting more and more to where there's a lot more.
Oh yeah, no.
You don't hear a lot of abduction stories anymore.
No, yeah, you don't.
You always just see them. You always just see, yeah, okay, I saw a ship or whatever, but you never see like, oh yeah, I got taken and they stuck things in my butt. And,
that is weird. Yeah, no, that is weird. You don't hear of anything like that anymore.
That was big in like. The 60s and 70s and 80s, like like the Betty and Barney Hill story. That was in like.
Is that where they were in the car and the
yeah.
That one's fucking crazy, dude.
That's a great fucking story, and they actually have like bits and pieces of evidence that show that they're telling the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Now,
like the shit on her clothes and
yeah.
that story's fucking awesome,
That
dude. Like
story is
it's like,
insane, man. And there's other stories like that, and you don't really hear those stories much anymore.
yeah, you don't.
You
You
just
don't.
see you see a lot more pictures and videos or whatever.
But this
That
year, like the last 3 years, we've been seeing so much in UFOs. Like it's like I don't know, it's getting normal now.
well, it's to
It's
say,
getting normal.
my point is of bringing that up was like, let's say it's military stuff that they're testing out, new planes, new technology, this and that. Like they're running out of places to do it where people aren't going to see it. You know what I mean? Like there's people that
No,
live
yeah.
out fucking near Area 51 somewhere in the like I've driven to the desert of like California and Nevada, and there's houses in the absolute middle of nowhere, and you're like, how the fuck does it like? There's no power getting to it. Like it's got to be off the grid.
Yeah.
But there's
Oh,
houses
yeah, okay.
on top of a mountain that's literally in the middle of nowhere, man. You know what I mean? And
And
like
those
that,
are the people they're abducting.
well, maybe those are the people. They didn't have a phone,
I'm just
so
joking. I'm kidding.
they're gone now.
The government take all the ones that live out in the middle of nowhere.
But those people are all going to see things that they're not meant to see or wouldn't want to be seen.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. They probably see a lot
So,
that people don't.
what
do they have to do except look outside?
Exactly. They're running a generator probably because God knows that you're not getting any power out there. It's funny, man. You'll see like one little house, and you will see power lines running to like in the area of that house. You know what I mean? I'm like, they ran all those lines for that house.
For one fucking house.
I don't know if they just built the house there because there's power lines already there. I mean, I guess that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's fucking crazy though, dude. I want to know more about the fucking shit they shot down today, though, dude. Like, dude, if we don't get any good details, I'm gonna be so mad and disappointed.
I think that it's gonna be they'll have to come up with a good story because I don't think people are gonna just be like, oh yeah, it's over now. Like people are gonna ask about it. At least we have such a short attention span in this country, but at least a week or two, all the reporters are gonna be like, is anybody gonna say anything about this fucking thing that we shot down? Especially with the China thing being just shot down.
Yeah,
people are gonna want to know, like, are we safe? Are people spying on us?
The thing is, though, they shot it over ice, so they're gonna be able to collect everything that they fucking shot.
Yes.
So the China thing, most of it sank to the bottom of the ocean. This they got. They have everything that it fucking has. So like, I want to know what the fuck.
But it makes you wonder, like, okay, if it's China, let's say China's doing it and they're sending balloons over here, and it's all a test run for like a bigger thing. That's how they're gonna nuke us one day. They're gonna fly a balloon over and we're gonna shoot it down because we think it's just a spy technology. And we blow it up and it blows, radioactive material all over, a whole town in the Midwest somewhere. So like, I get why they didn't want to shoot it down over land. Like that was one of the big things. Like why did they let it get so far?
Yeah.
But I mean,
the thing is,
there's not that many people that live in Montana, so shoot that bitch down and take the risk.
Yeah, no shit, right? One or two houses in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah. I got a buddy that lives there. He always wants me to go hunting with him. He called me in January. He's like, "Hey man, let's go elk hunting." I'm like, "It's negative 19 degrees. You're out of your fucking mind."
Dude, I would not skip that for nothing. I'm on a fucking plane right now.
Listen, I really want to do it, but I mean, I'm not a cold guy, bro. You know that I'm. I am not a cold person. And negative 19 is colder than any human being should ever be ever.
That's probably not even including windshield.
Yeah, and that may not even be windshield. And then they go out and he shoots these fucking things on foot 3 miles into the woods or wherever the fuck he's at. I'm like, dude, and like an elk is not like hunting a baby deer. This fucking thing it stands 7 foot tall or however fucking tall.
Their kneecaps are like at the size of our fucking top of our truck.
Like, it's not quite a moose, but it's almost. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like shooting a horse.
Inside of it for once. Like, yeah, I guess that wouldn't be a good time.
I don't, what am I going to do with it? Like, I got to clean it out in the field because I can't take most of it with me. I'm not dragging a whole fucking animal back.
Yeah, you got to carry 300 pounds of fucking meat back.
Yeah, like, it sounds kind of cool, but
sounds like a good time, but it's probably not that good of a time.
I think in theory it's cool, but in practice it's probably not for me.
I would probably say just send me a fucking box of meat. That's about it.
And I'm not
You
even.
spend-
I don't even know that I'd be interested in eating the meat. Like it's probably real gamey. I don't know. I've never eaten it, but I feel like it would be like real gamey or whatever. But that's beside the point.
I
Like
don't know.
if
I
I
don't know.
could
Have you ever
do it
seen Joe
in
Rogan?
60-degree weather, I'd fucking be all over it. Like I can
Yeah,
layer
oh,
up for
yeah.
60 degrees. I can man up for a minute.
Elk though looks really good. Have you seen Joe Rogan's post of when he makes elk?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
god, it
yeah.
looks
No, I
fucking
mean
amazing.
it does look good. Like, and
Yeah,
it's a big thing, man. They get that's a big that's only open for certain times of the year, I think. But
dude,
yeah, he
that'd be a
always
lot of
wants me
fun.
to.
It would be fun, but like you said, the cold, you'd have to pack so much for the weather and shit, and
Yeah,
like it
like
all.
and
Yeah,
negative 19. Plus, you got to carry your gun, your ammo, your whatever, your supplies, your
yeah,
knives, your this, your that. Like
yeah, yeah. Well,
I'll
I
go
forgot
in
to tell you, man, we're camping out here for 3 weeks.
a I'll go in a truck. I'll drive behind him in a truck and like
Oh my, you're hitting the
like,
elks.
like
Boom.
I'm just running them over.
Yeah.
Like I don't think this is hunting anymore. This might
Yeah.
be borderline illegal. I don't know.
Yeah.
You hit the first one, your truck's just gonna obliterate and fucking fly into a million
God,
people's pieces.
that'd be fucking hilarious.
People are just watching me mow down a bunch of elk in a fucking F-150.
Oh my god, Jesus.
Pete is fucking knocking on my
It's
truck
not illegal if
window.
you did, but it's had 3 games. Jeez.
I mean, I kind of want to do it now, but same time,
It sounds fun, but like you said, actually doing it
it's
though,
always in like January too. Like, can you call me in like August and say, hey, it's still like 60 degrees there. I think it was like April, and you said it got like 4 feet of snow or something. I'm like, you're fucking
fuck
high, dude.
that, man.
Yeah, like that's. I mean, you're snowed in 9 months a year. I don't know, 8 months a
Yeah,
year.
no shit. Jesus, I couldn't do it. I couldn't. I don't think I could live like that. I couldn't.
I just, I grew up in Arkansas and like Northwest Arkansas, like on the border of Texas or I'm sorry, Southwest Arkansas.
Yeah,
But it's on the border of Texas and Arkansas. You get snow almost every year, but sometimes it doesn't really stick. And then sometimes
yeah.
you'll get like a blizzard, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I remember it as a kid, and everybody's like, "Oh man, snow, let's go play." I'm like, "Fuck you, I don't want to do any of it."
Yeah, I'm gonna sit inside. Well, actually, no, I was the opposite. We were always out playing in the snow when I was a kid.
But yeah, you grew up
But,
up north though, like
but we grew up with tons of fucking snow. I went snowboarding and shit though. I
yeah,
was
like
always
we
out
were
in
super
snow.
poor, so if we wanted to like snowboard or something, I had to use a garbage lid or
Yeah,
something. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I had to make
Oh,
my
yeah.
snowboard out of cardboard. That
Damn.
like there wasn't anything like I could go out and make a snowman, but that's about it because we lived out in the country and there's none of my friends lived anywhere near me, so I couldn't even
Oh,
like
yeah.
invite my friends over and do anything cool.
Oh, yeah.
I had a really, really long driveway, or what felt like a really long driveway from when I was a child. And it would snow and like ice over, and I'd get at the top of the type of the hill with my bicycle and like go down and wreck, and that was cool. But
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm
Can't
not
do
going
it.
to
Can't do
fucking
it.
Montana.
That's how. Yeah, no. God,
Not
like,
willingly. Like
I'd be
something
like,
has to happen.
send me a box.
Yeah, something bad would have had to happen for me to go to Montana in January.
Yeah.
I just don't know that that's in my DNA.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I don't think I could do it, to be honest.
Hopefully we get some information out about this newest
Dude,
shoot down.
I'm gonna be watching it fucking closely, man. I'm pretty sure like
It's all over the internet, man. Like it was a big story. You Google, I mean, it's the #1 trending, basically.
it just fucking happened. So like
Yeah.
in the next couple of days, like a day or two, I mean, they gotta show it.
I don't think they can just sweep it under the rug and be like, yeah, it was nothing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, they used fighter jets, which probably cost them $1 million to shoot that down. Well,
Yeah.
not $1 million. Probably the missile probably cost $1 million.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Did you see the video of them shooting down that Chinese
yeah,
spy thing? Okay, here's my problem. It was over water, so I think I understand. I think I know the answer to this, but
Mhm.
so you use a missile, right? I don't know what kind of missile they use, but they use a
Yeah.
missile to take out a little tiny balloon, right? There was no explosion because there was no real impact. It just ripped through the balloon. So here you
Yeah.
got this rogue missile just flying through the air unimpeded, like unabated or whatever. What? I have quite. Where the fuck did this missile go? What did they just blow it
you're
up?
right.
You know what I mean?
See,
Like it's not like they
right.
hit another aircraft where it blew up. Like that would make all kinds of sense.
No, it went popped right through it, and
It
then
literally just popped right through this balloon. So where the fuck did this rogue missile go? Like,
There's a missile in someone's backyard. Like, hey, there's something in my backyard.
there's some family in Ottawa eating dinner, and a fucking missile goes through their fucking roof. I'm
They
like,
just touch it. They just touch it. Tink.
yeah. I'm assuming it went into the ocean, or they had some kind of destructive thing on it. They
Oh,
can
they
blow up over
probably
the
have
ocean.
something that can. They probably have something that.
I don't know, but I just thought it was funny to think about. Like, okay,
You're
it
right,
destroyed the boat. It destroyed the balloon, but here's this fucking missile just cruising along.
Dude, I didn't think of that until you said that.
Completely unaffected by anything. There's nothing in the way to stop it. So wherever
Everybody
it's going,
else,
it's
awesome.
going.
They popped it.
Yeah.
Like that's all they cared about was popping the fucking balloon.
Right. They popped the balloon. Great. Now what? Like what?
They used a Moab. Like literally.
Oh fuck, that's funny, man. I was thinking about it the other day when I was watching the video. I'm like, what about the missile? Like you just launched a missile.
I'm gonna start typing that in all the comments when I come across those videos.
Like you didn't shoot it down with like your little gun or whatever. You launched a missile.
Yeah.
And it shredded the balloon like it wasn't there. You
And
might as well have
missiles
shot
blow
it at
up.
a piece of paper. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no shit.
I wonder what, like, I'm assuming they had to think about that because we can't just send a
They
rogue
probably
missile
didn't.
out.
They probably didn't. They're probably just like, all right, let's pop the balloon.
You just send some rogue missile out. Again, I was laughing so hard
Shooting
when I
like
was thinking about
50
it.
missiles at it.
Yeah. And then like somebody posted it from like South Carolina or something, and they were real southern. And the commentary behind it was fucking hilarious because you just hear like 6 or 7 people standing around and they're like, "Woo, that's my Navy" or something. I'm like, it's not the, the Air Force that just shot them down, you dingus. But
Jesus Christ.
It's so funny, man. Everybody's chanting USA and this and that. I'm like, bro,
USA. There's a missile coming right after.
Yeah, you just sent the missile full send into oblivion.
A balloon. Yeah.
You could have popped it with a needle, like
a regular balloon with my car.
You could have flew by and like threw a rock at it, and it would have fucking, it would have fucking took it down.
Maybe they had a missile that just doesn't like an empty shell missile that they can shoot off.
Maybe, but it's still got to go somewhere, right? Like, you're sending, right. You can see the plane cruising, and the plane's probably doing 600 miles an hour. I don't know, 500-600 miles an hour, and then the missile takes off exponentially faster than the plane is moving.
Yeah.
So that thing's moving probably 800, 900 miles an hour. I don't know. I don't do the math, but
fucking awesome.
I'm assuming it like ran out of steam and went into the ocean. I hope. I don't know. We just killed a bunch of fish. There's gonna be some whale float up with a fucking missile in its side.
Oh yeah. It's fucking insane, dude.
What's fucked up?
Next? What's next? Like
I don't know, man. I'm sure they're gonna come out and say it was like another Chinese thing. Just to
that's it. Even if it was aliens, they would say it's in other countries.
Yeah. I don't think they would. They're either gonna say nothing else about it, and you just won't hear anything else about it. Or they'll come out and say, which I don't think they can do this time. I don't think they can do that.
No, they can't. They shut it down.
Yeah,
this is no just sight of seeing it. And
because if it is an alien, you may just commit an act of war and have all kinds of problems in the morning. We're gonna wake up and be fucking. There's gonna be motherships all over the fucking place.
Oh my god, dude, that'd be so fucking funny.
With the clock ticking down to our annihilation.
Oh my god.
It makes you wonder though, like, what? There's so many different reasons that an alien would want to come here, whether it's exploratory or scientific reasons, whatever. Maybe they need resources, maybe, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But there's so much
like what we want to do, explore.
But there's so much more. Yeah, I mean, but where do they come from and how long did it take them to get here? Like if they're not if they don't use like wormholes or time holes or whatever they fucking call them to come through. Mm-hmm. We didn't see him coming. Like,
well, that's the thing with all the things that we've already seen that move from space to sea level within 5 feet within 0.2 seconds. That's like 27,000 miles an hour.
Yeah,
like, they can appear like that and disappear like that. There's no telling how far they're come from. Like.
I get. I mean, I think when a shuttle takes off, it takes off at like 17,000 miles an hour. I think it gets to at one point.
Yeah.
And so It would have to be going exponentially faster than that because we can monitor that pretty well with satellite and stuff like that. Like,
Well,
see
yeah, but that
happen.
gets up to speed. These are
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like,
Like it's a huge difference of like
yeah, and
it's
you
there
know,
and it's gone.
and you got to assume, maybe you don't have to assume, but I would assume maybe a lot of them are unmanned, like they're just drone type vehicles.
See, yeah. I think, to be honest, like all
For your body, like a human body couldn't do that. Like a human body we couldn't keep it together.
We couldn't do that unless we had some, like, obviously an alien technology that could just
Encapsulate you.
Whatever's inside doesn't matter how fast you're going. You're
Yeah.
going to be normal. Kind of like the flight of the Navigator. The kid's going like 100 fucking miles an hour, like a million miles an hour. But
I mean, yeah, your inside would have to be stable.
But who knows? Like, it's crazy to think about. It blows my mind of just thinking about like alien technology, like how fast they go. Because, like you said, it's either unmanned or really fucking crazy technology.
Right.
Like that. I don't know. I don't even know.
And if it's manned or if it has a being on it, that being has to be able, unless you have your own artificial world inside of it, basically. But
well, they always say that these crafts have like something around them, like a force field or something.
Yeah.
That's got to be something like, I don't know, securing like time and space in one little area where you can't really fucking be affected by moving that fast.
Because
that's the only thing.
Because, like, for instance, the thing that happened in Vegas, that was a relatively big ship. There's no way you don't see that coming.
Unless it appears there that fast.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Or unless it comes out of like a wormhole or whatever, however they do it. Unless it does something like that. But I mean, that was a good sized ship. Like, it was bigger, at least from the scale that I could gather, bigger than like, maybe it was the size of a small plane. Maybe, I don't know. But they see those on radars every day. Like, you can map that relatively easy with a radar. But that was something different. And where did it go? Then I never heard about how it took off. Like, did it just disappear? Did it go up?
I searched for videos of anything when it disappeared. I wanted to see how it disappeared. To go straight up, did it disappear? Go left, right? Like, they show nothing. They swept it under the rug. Like, holy shit, UFO! And then next day there's something.
It was all over the news in Vegas. As far
as
was
it?
Local,
Okay.
Yeah, the local news. But like, we didn't get any of it. You probably have to. I mean, you could probably YouTube it and see if like Vegas news or whatever.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It was interesting. It was an interesting day, and I'm gonna watch the news tonight and see if anything cool happens. Maybe we'll be invaded.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I'm gonna fucking watch it, dude. I want to know what the.
I'm going to Universal tomorrow, whether there's aliens here or not. So it may be a real Men in Black thing. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But whatever it is. So.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for checking us out, and we'll be doing some more alien stuff soon. So. We'll keep you informed. If we get invaded tomorrow, we'll do another podcast if the aliens let us.
While it's happening.
While it's happening. We'll do it live. I'm going to see if I can get an interview with one of them.
That's funny.
All right, guys. Thanks for checking us out, and we will see you guys next time.
Later, everybody.
Later.